I'm going to use my smoker, and this is the first time I've smoked cheese, so we're all going to learn together. First we'll turn it on, and this thing's going to start up on its own. And when you're starting it, you do want to open this up, and I open these lower grills here just so we can get the airflow good. Otherwise it does flow around this plate that's underneath here. This here blue light tells you that it's in the smoke mode, in which it has 1, 2, 3, 4 colors it'll turn the hotter you set this up. Right now it's in the startup phase, so it should be, there it is, it'll be a 5 saying that it's in the smoke mode. As it's getting closer to start, I'm going to turn on the light. I don't know if it's going to help see the smoke. It's not quite there yet. But when it does, it'll be a white puff of smoke, we'll say. So now we got the smoke started. I'm going to go ahead and just close this, knowing it already caught fire. These here windows will steam up. You can see it's got smoke in there already. It comes up and comes out these chimneys. And you can see that we got a light in here too. That's nice. So while this is warming up to its temp, I'm going to go ahead and cut the cheese. Let's see, we got some Kobe Jack we're going to do. We have some Swiss cheese. And let's see, this here sharp cheddar. And I think that's all we're going to do today, and I think Roy's going to bring over some extra sharp cheese. So this says it's 1.48 pounds, so almost a pound and a half. The reason I'm cutting it is because I want it to be nice pieces to give away or whatever, and also this way the smoke can get clear inside the cheese compared to just on the outside of the great big piece of cheese. So it's not perfect on the size. That's all right. Let's go ahead and get this other one in. This is Roy's sacrifice on sharp cheese. We're gonna go ahead and cut it up also. just cut it?
Just cut it. It's supposed to do that as it ages.
Now we'll stick that in. Hope I can get it all in. Just a plain sharp cheese. This is almost 1.5 pounds. This is some medium. It's about 1.5 pounds. Now we're going to go ahead and do the Swiss, which isn't quite 1 pound. They say the more air pockets, the better flavor there is to it. As you can see, thank you, my help. As you can see, I have plenty more. I got 2 more racks I can put in there, so I'm gonna go get some of my other cheese. Okay, I brought over Tillamook extra sharp cheese. I think they call these the two pound loaves. Here I have pepper jack. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's 1.5 pounds. I don't see it on here. Where's your glasses when you need them, right? This is just cheddar. Didn't say whether it's light. On the back side, we got 1 pound here. And it says sharp. I have Monterey Jack at 1.31, so let's just call it 1.5 pounds. They say not to do a soft cheese because they'll melt through, and normally you put them on a cookie sheet. And the only one I put on a cookie sheet so far was sharp, because it was falling apart, the one Roy brought over.
It's 10 years old.
And now I have 2 medium cheddars. I'm going to go ahead and cut up, stick in there also. Okay, I haven't tried this brand before. It's Brandon, and we're marking all these to know where they're at, so we don't get them mixed up. But we'll know whether we ever want to buy this brand again or not. And you can see it's a 2 pound loaf. This one's a little moister on the outside, or has that moist feel. Cuts the same, maybe a little tighter, or maybe we'll call it drier. Well, there's all the cheese I had. I'll later add it up if you haven't already added it up to know how many pounds are loaded in there, and you can see on the top shelf you still have room for a little bit more, for another probably 2 more pounds. So we're going to close it up and see what goes on.
Temperature 5.
Nice.
There. There.
You're supposed to touch it again for set.
Yeah, now you set it at 180.
Well, anyway, we have it at 180. This here doesn't normally, it's always about 20 degrees, 25 degrees colder than what you set it at. Next thing you know, skyrocket to 50 degrees above what you set it at. So, and it depends, it could have went out and then the starter, which would be lighting up here, set right there, showing the element is on to relight the pellets if need be. And this over here is a screw. When it lights up, it's showing that it's feeding in there. And like I say, the one single light on here, the blue, that's saying you're in the smoking mode. There. So anyway, what we did to this thing, it's been getting too warm, and on most of the videos I've watched, they always put a pan of ice, set a cookie or a cooling rack on top, and they set their cheese on. I was hoping with this one here, I could keep the top cooler. In here, we've had our, what's it called?
Colby Jack.
The Colby Jack. It's really getting skinny. Here we got the pepper jack. Not doing too bad. We set a pan of ice in here to see if we can cool this thing off. It seems to me most of the heat's either in the front or over at this end. So we set a pan of ice in here to see if that would help. And it was cool this morning, but it would have helped, I imagine, if we had snow on the ground. And we also have the smoker here under cover, which maybe we should have it out in the wind so it'll help cool things down also. And up here, we've also opened these things up. I don't know if that makes any difference or not. It's awful smoky. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, or if you should open them up and hold your tongue to the right or the left. I don't know. We're just experimenting with this thing. Like I say, we have these open all the way. Yeah, you can turn them down further. We're just trying to keep the box cooler up here. Okay, it's been smoking for an hour and a half. The cheese is starting to melt. Whatever. It's got a nice smoke color to it. And so I'm thinking that we're just going to go ahead and call this a wrap. And what I'm going to do next is wrap these things up, put them in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks before I actually put a vacuum seal on them.
Recording.
So we got parchment paper. As you can see, this got a bit warm. What we're going to do is leave it in here for 2 weeks. resting, getting the flavors, the smoke. Sorry about the wind. I hate when people apologize, but whatever. Anyway, we're going to let it rest for 2 weeks. And then we're going to vacuum seal it. And we got them all packaged up. We got the names of what the cheese was. This bowl full too. And like I say, in 2 weeks, we're gonna unwrap those and then vacuum seal them. So anyway, this did a pretty good job. We had a problem with our temperature because it started warming up this morning. And as you saw, we put ice in here. We've opened these things up. I don't think that makes a hoot bit of difference whether they're open or not because our temperatures never changed. We opened the, let me show you over here. We opened these levers here that are supposed to shove the smoke up to the top. Our temperature still didn't change. We didn't mess with this. We just left it closed so it wouldn't, we'll say, on the sear position because we didn't really necessarily want that. I'm trying to hold the heat down. It didn't seem to change much, although I will admit we didn't open it but a couple of times just to see what's going on. Anyway, the Lockhart Platinum, this is the newer one that doesn't have the shaker on it. When this one shut down, either we didn't shut it down right or what, but it normally has the automatic shaker inside here that you'll hear vibrate, and when we shut down this time we didn't hear it. So not positive on that except my brother's, it does shake. All in all, seems to be a nice one, or at least it looks cool.